Okay, nice to meet you. We are Fabio and Angelo from Gems. This is a new show on a web radio, and in this show we would like to promote the Creative Commons music. We have to say that we discovered your group through Jamendo, and we absolutely fell in love with your music. You're really great. We really love your music. So, first of all, we would like to ask something about the origin of the name. Who invented the name Spinwires and why?
That's a great question. I think that, the band was started about 6 years ago, and at the time we went through a number of names, a number of very silly names, and we couldn't settle on one, and so we came up with a big whiteboard and wrote a bunch of names, and we ended up, there's not sort of a sexy story behind it, but we ended up deciding that, is anybody else called the Spinwires? And if you type the Spinwires into Google, does anything else come up? And the answer was no. So, okay, we're the Spinwires then, so it can't be confused with anybody else. And I think that's important because, there's a band I like from Australia, and the name of the band is called Shoe, S-H-O-E. And if you try to find anything by the band Shoe, it is so difficult because so many other things come up. So, yeah.
Well, it's a smart idea for the name.
Yeah.
So you told you started 6 years ago. How did you got together? So how did the band start to play together?
So everybody in the Spinwires is located in Buffalo, New York, and we all met in law school. And we're all actually attorneys right now. And so we met in law school, and it was RJ and another guy, Joe, that we met, and we decided to start a band. And eventually Joe moved on to New York City, and I knew Aaron through law school, so he joined. And then Jay as well, I knew from law school, so he joined. And we all had the same passion for alternative rock music and dance rock music.
Okay, cool. So I think that for a band it must be really a difficult period. So we are pretty all locked down in our houses. So it can be hard for a band to, let's say, to meet and to play together. How are you dealing with this world situation?
That was definitely a frustrating one, if you don't mind if I jump in there, because we had just started writing some new music right before everything sort of hit, and we had to kind of call off our writing sessions for a while, our jam sessions. So we couldn't really continue to develop the songs in a natural kind of organic way as we normally would. But we did make use of things like Skype. So that was one thing that was huge, was just meeting up every once in a while, even virtually, to talk through ideas. Also, we could, luckily we live in a time and an age when we can record little snippets of things and send them to each other and get some feedback, and that was also huge. And then I know, Walty, you can speak to this, but I know one thing we would do is I could record a guitar track, and then Walty could take that in his headphones and go to the jam space and by himself even, and just start sort of work on drum parts, and send those back to us, where we could come up with different ideas and vocal parts and things like that separately. But we have been able to get together just a couple of times since then, and it's been nice to actually kind of build on everything we've worked on separately and bring it all together.
Okay.
Yeah, if I can add to that, definitely it was the biggest adjustment was for me, because my drum set's at the practice space, and I don't have like an electronic kit or anything in my house yet. So for me being able to work on things, I really had to actually go, and I was trying to pick times to go to our practice space where nobody else was around, so I could do it safely with everything going on. So it was definitely an adjustment right from the beginning. But I think we did pretty well to wade through it and get through everything. But it's been different.
Okay. So the first wish for when we will come back to, let's say, a normal situation, which one is? So do you, for example, do you want to play in a particular place, city, or what's your first wish for the new normality?
So there's a venue we play here in Buffalo, New York, that is really our launch pad, called Mr. Goodbar. And we've played that, every Halloween show, every New Year's Eve show. We play there probably every 3 months, and it's always a great time. And so I think the first thing we're going to do, and I've talked to the booker there, is as soon as the new normal comes out, as soon as we get vaccinated, we're going to have a big coming back tour, or big coming back show, I should say, in Goodbar, and we're going to pack the place. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, I hope it will happen soon.
That year, it was, heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I just got so I calendar our shows ahead of time in my phone, and it would just be like a new heartbreak every time. New Year's Eve, we were going to play a New Year's Eve show, and I got the calendar reminder that said, New Year's Eve show tonight. And I was like, of course it's happening. So,
Yeah.
Really nasty situation. Let's hope that it ends soon. So is there any chance that you, let's say, make a tour to Europe, to Italy?
There's
you're not
always
the
a chance.
first- there's always a chance. You're not the first person to ask us to do that. We've gotten every couple of weeks we'll get a message from somebody saying, when are you going to tour Europe? When are you going to come to England or Germany or Italy? So what do you guys think? You think we should do it?
We'd love to. I don't know. Love
Yeah.
to bring our families with us, but
Absolutely would love to.
yeah.
We have to be able to play at venues first as a first step. But once venues open up again, it's so we can talk about, right?
So we got very excited for the material that we found on Jamendo, and we were wondering if you have some new tracks ready to be published, or if you expect to publish something soon, because we really can't wait to listen to your new tracks.
Yeah, we actually have been working on some new material, and we've just started recording some new material too. So we're very excited about it. As far as timeline, I think Tyson, is that something that you can speak to?
Yeah, I actually just got an email this morning so we have tracked the drums already recorded the drums already. Walty's done his part for 2 new singles that we're going to be recording. I just had some emails back and forth with the recording studio and the producer that we're going to be working with, and that we worked on with our prior albums. And he's going to be working on it actually this weekend, and hopefully by the end of this weekend getting us back the mixed version of the drum tracks, and then we start putting in the other parts, the guitar and the synthesizer and everything else. And we're pretty excited for these ones because we've been working on them for about 9 months. So it's been a huge process for us. It's been difficult through the pandemic. We started writing before the pandemic, and then through the pandemic we've been working on them back and forth online, and I think we've polished them up, and I think they're going to be really, really strong. I think they're going to be really good tracks.
Yeah, they better be our best 2 songs ever, given the amount of time that we put into it. Since we had nothing else to do.
Yeah.
So I'm really anxious to listen to your new tracks. And what about, let's say, the influence of this world situation on your lyrics? Will be some kind of reference to this situation in your new tracks?
It's funny because we were thinking about what the title should be for our the album or the EP that we release it on, and we think about having little pandemic references, like Outbreak at the Liquid Zoo was one name we were thinking about calling it. But I think for the songs itself, there's no direct lyrical reference to the pandemic or anything like that. I think more than anything, we want to get away from talking about it and focusing on it. So the songs are more they're directed on specific topics. To give you a little sneak peek, One is about has a little bit of a secret agent theme, and the other one is yeah, I guess you could say kind of a time bomb or things going wrong, but not necessarily about a pandemic. So.
Okay. Another question is, we discovered your group through Jamendo because we are, let's say, we are supporter of the Creative Commons licenses. We would like to know how you discovered these kind of licenses and why did you choose to use them?
So I think when we released our first album, you know, the way that I had thought about it, and I talked about the group, with the group, and we've released our album, every album ever since, is that, look, if people want to listen to our music and they want to use our music and they want to enjoy our music and they're not making oodles of money off of it and they're not like a big corporation, why not? Why not release our music so that people with YouTube videos can use the music and enjoy it? Because that's the way I use music. I mean, that's the way I consume music, is I don't think people are going out and buying CDs unless they want to support the artist specifically. But, you know, if you want to find a song on YouTube, if you want to, you know, do a little project and enjoy a band, like, you shouldn't have to worry about, you know, getting a cease and desist letter. Now, if you're, you know, a mega corporation and you're making oodles of money off of it, then yeah, buy us a pizza. But other than that, no, I think Creative Commons is a way to get your music out there, and it's the way I consume music, and it's the way we consume music, and then how we like to release music.
Okay, I totally agree.
And to jump in on that too, I think part of our whole MO has sort of been just to get as much of our music out to as many people as we can. So, you know, if we're the only ones controlling the way that it's released, you know, it's going to be a lot harder to reach people, you know, like you guys over there in Italy or other parts of Europe, or I think we've had some listeners in the Middle East and Asia, and we would never have that opportunity if we didn't sort of just release it out for other people to use this, you know, sort of as well. So the feedback too has been great. I think Jay and Tyson could agree with me on that. You know, everybody that comments on it or just gives us, you know, little bits of positive vibes are awesome, you know.
Yeah, absolutely, Aaron. I mean, we don't have a big record label. I mean, we do have a publisher who sometimes gets licensing deals from us, but we don't have a giant record label that's pushing our music all over the place. And, you know, I don't think we, you know, have time to deal with a record label and have them have control. And so this is a way for us to have people enjoy our music, have our music shared as widely as possible, and to help other people with projects too. So, and it's come back in spades, I think, because we do, you know, get a lot of good feedback. We get emails and messages and support from fans and other people that want to create the music and remix it or do whatever. So it's been a great experience.
Cool. So we can expect also the next albums to be released with this kind of licenses.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's the intention.
Great news. So another question is, could you describe the main influences of the band, and not only for the band, also for you as band members? Which kind of music and groups influenced more your style?
Let's start with Jay and then Aaron, and then I'll go.
Well, no, I honestly have always been into all types of music, and that shows, I think, in my writing style. Obviously, I do have a strong preference for rock and kind of modern alternative rock, but I also grew up listening to and playing classic rock. So as far as groups, I mean, going far back, I mean, everyone could say they were influenced by early stuff like Chuck Berry to the Beatles to Rolling Stones, but coming more modern, I mean, the Killers are huge for me. The Strokes are a huge band for me as well in terms of what I listen to and how I think about songwriting. Yeah, I'll pass it on at that point. Aaron?
Yeah, my being the drummer, my influence and focus is usually just on like the beats of the music itself. So I listen to a lot of stuff from alternative to a lot of metal music or heavy metal music, just because of the technicality that goes into at least the drumming in those. I listen to a lot of hip hop too, just because it has, the basic foundations of what I like to do in the creative process. It's a lot of times it's built off of a beat, regardless of it being electronically made or if it's an actual drum set making it. So, my biggest influences for the music that we play, though, I would say are people like The Killers, Arctic Monkeys, sort of things in that genre, the late 90s or mid 2000s range of things that have now kind of spawned off of that. That's been my biggest influence. But go ahead, Tice.
Yeah. So something that I think a lot of folks that listen to our music online don't know is that when we play shows, we play our originals, but we also play a lot of cover material because the bars that we play in Buffalo, they're open until 4 a.m. in the morning. So they want you to play from 11 p.m. at night until 4 a.m. in the morning, which means that, we have an hour and a half of original material, but there needs to be another 2 hours of, other artists' music that you play in there. And we try to make it our own, but, there's a lot of other artists' material. And so what I'll do is I'll just name off some of the artists that we cover, and I think they represent to some extent, because we tend to cover artists that we like, of course, and we like playing as a group, I could say. Sometimes, we'll have a veto process where someone will suggest a band and we say, no, unless we can get a majority, 3 out of 4 to agree, we won't do the song. So we do The Killers, The Strokes, The Arctic Monkeys, Queens of the Stone Age, we've done Foster the People, Red Hot Chili Peppers, and we also do like recent pop music too. I don't know, maybe if you've seen that before, but we've done a kind of pop, Lady Gaga. We've done Lizzo recently.
Yeah.
Taylor. We've done Taylor Swift. We've done who else? Dua Lipa. We're working on a Dua Lipa one now.
Yeah.
So.
Of course, all in the way, only the Spinwires will play those songs.
Right.
We gotta tell you, RJ, who's not here right now, said something to me. He said, when we were first playing, he said, if you can get the girls to dance, the boys will dance too, right? And so we decided, okay, we can't just do hard rock all the time. Let's pick some like pop songs and turn them into rock songs. And it worked well because you play those songs and all the girls will come from the front of the bar up to the band and start dancing, and all the guys come too when the girls go. So it's fun.
Okay. Really nice to hear this, let's say, these details about your shows, and now I'm still even more curious to listen to your to your live shows. If you could choose an artist, let's say, to open their concert, let's say, for example, I really dream about opening the show over, I don't know, Bruce Springsteen or Foo Fighters. So who will you choose?
All right, we'll start with Jay again, and then we'll go Aaron, and then I'll
I mean, you said Bruce Springsteen, and now I literally can't think of anything else. If I could open for the Boss, done.
I don't know. We've been asked this question before. My usual go-to answer is Prince, just because I think that would be the biggest show that we would ever be able to play. Living or dead, obviously. But, in terms of an actual live artist right now, man, that's tough. I don't know. Tyson, let me think about it. Go ahead. You have.
I guess I would just pick the biggest artist I could think of, which is the Red Hot Chili Peppers. That still living, still alive. Obviously, that would never happen because they're just so huge. You'd have to, I don't know, the stars would have to align in such a way.
Well, never say never.
Yeah, you never know. But.
Yeah, you never know. I don't know. For me, maybe like Blink-182 would be really cool. I think that'd be a really cool show.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too. Yeah.
Okay. So guys, just the last question. Let's say a hard question. If you could steal a song from another artist, a song that you really love and you appreciate a lot, which one would be?
So that's
Probably.
the song you wrote?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a tough question because we, as Tyson alluded to earlier, we do a lot of covers and we kind of try to make them our own. So in a sense, I think we're already sort of stealing from other people, but not stealing in a bad way. More of just kind of reinventing.
Sure.
But shit, I don't know.
I think I would pick "Video Killed the Radio Star" by the Buggles. For some reason, if I could steal that song, I feel like it's a really kind of transformational song. Came out during 1979, switched the 70s to the 80s, and it just, I don't know. I like that song a lot. I've been listening to it a lot recently, so. Come on, you guys don't want to steal a song? Come on.
No, there's just so
I
many.
don't know.
You know what? I'm gonna say "Juice" by Lizzo. I would make that.
That's a good one.
I wrote it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe something from Michael Jackson. That would be one of mine.
You're right,
Pick
Thriller.
one. I don't.
Yeah. "Don't Stop Till You Get Enough" by Waldy.
Yeah.
Well, lucky for you, the hardest question was also the last one. So we have no other questions, and we really appreciate your that you dedicated your time to this interview. We really hope to have the chance to listen to your live shows very soon. And if not in Italy, we could come to Buffalo. I hope so. And great guys, we really love your music and go on this way.